Welcome and greetings, friends and supporters, for coming to this wonderful Unitarian Universalist sanctuary to pay homage to our Massachusetts natural resources. Whether coincidentally or not, we're gathering on the eve of the powerful Black Water Dragon sign, which emphasizes the abundance of water and celebrated tonight by millions and millions of people. Is it a coincidence that we here in Arlington celebrate the benefits of our small river floodplain forest for Belmont, Cambridge, and Arlington? You decide. I'm Ellen Mass with the Friends of Alewife Reservation and one of the co-chairs of the Coalition to Preserve Belmont Uplands. I believe that the energy of this church hall is being felt 1.5 miles from here in the Silver Maple Forest. And I also believe your energy is going to be felt as far away as Pennsylvania, home of the Uplands developer who threatens the Silver Maple Forest. However, the will of the people in this region and the state litigation on the science of the matter are firm and demanding towards the protection of our health and well-being, and those who come after us. We understand our climate change is here to stay, that leaders in Arlington, Belmont, and Cambridge must refuse riches which compromise us. Tonight you'll hear the music of joy and gladness, but also music of sadness for our dwindling resources. Spirits tonight will soar over the treetops in our quest for environmental justice and the right to protect Earth's bounty, to revere the sacredness of Mother Gaia. I must stop now and ask you forest supporters some simple yes or no questions. Are we here tonight to celebrate our New England rivers and forests?
Yes!
Can our powerful silver maples prevent flooding greater than a holding tank?
Yes!
Do we believe climate change will further impact our Alewife area?
Yes!
Do we want the developer, Mr. O'Neill, to go home while reason prevails?
Yes!
Our concert is about to start. You have offered up your spirits to the forest tonight by coming. Complete background of all of our performers is given with your program. This is the poetry of the night. Your individual program contains the information about tonight's musicians and performance pieces with press release and background on the literature table. Information is available about the Coalition to Preserve Belmont Uplands, which receives your proceeds. 4 wildlife walks begin Saturday, February 16th and Sunday the 28th in your program. Program thanks those participating in the program, except for sponsor message deliverers who will self-introduce themselves. The CDs are available at the back table. There's wonderful vegan and other refreshments. Proceeds will go to the case. Become an interest group with FAR, Friends of Alewife Reservation, and share your enthusiasm. Sign up at the literature table for conservation, restoration projects shared with the state and our city, and participate in the regular educational work for the public. Intermission is 12 minutes and you'll be notified to come in with the lights. Also in your program, a suggested commitment over the next 2 weeks to contact your elected officials, ask them to deny any permits and to speak across municipal boundaries together in order to protect us and conserve our land and water bodies for those of us who live in the upper Alewife Basin of the Mystic River watershed. Let the concert begin.
Thank you for coming. So the Native Americans believe that their flutes, being made of wood, have a spirit. And with their breath, they're breathing life into that spirit. Among some peoples, the flutes were used for courting rituals and public ceremonies. But for the Cherokee who made this instrument, it was an instrument to be played alone. A person would sit in a forest or by a stream and empty himself into the flute. So I invite you to picture yourself in a forest, maybe a silver maple forest, and empty yourself into the music. co-chair of the Coalition to Preserve the Belmont Uplands, and I live right on the pond across from the Silver Maple Forest, and I think about this cause every day, and it's very heartwarming to see all these people here today supporting us. Thank you so much to Friends of Alewife Reservation and the organizers of this event, to the musicians who came, and to the people who have been supporting us for what's come up to be 5 years now. Everybody that visits the forest comes back with a story, or the waterways. They tell about the herons they saw, the deer tracks, and the various animal tracks in the snow, the cattails in the summer and the spring, the coyotes on the ice, or the giant ancient turtle in the little river. And so I invite all of you to visit our website to find out how to visit the forest, how to get in touch with tours, how to find out how you can help, and to sign up for our mailing list. The website is belmontcoalition.org. Thank you very much for coming.
Let me add another welcome to everyone, and a little introduction of the orchestra here. I'm Jim Scott. I'm usually the biggest. This is Jose Pienasola playing bass. Mark Kohler playing percussion. Oh my gosh, Michael. Sorry. And Michael Winfield on the orchestra over here. And our great friend, great virtuoso, great artist, dancer, musician, composer, Stan Strickland's going to just join us right from the beginning. It's too much of a resource to let go. This is a samba tune, and pardon me if I speak to the sound man. Dan, I'm gonna, this is Dan Tynan, who's pushing buttons and doing all the sound for us over here. We're really grateful for a great sound system. I just turned this on now. So. I got to sing this song when I first joined the Paul Winter Consort. It's been attributed to me over the years, but I didn't write it. A great Brazilian composer, Ivan Lins, wrote the melody. And we put new English words to it. And I got to sing it. And you can help. Voices are calling round the earth. Music is rising in the sea. The spirit of morning fills the air, guiding my journey home. Here is the path beyond the forest. Here is the song I always knew. I remember it just around the bend. In the village, the music never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Now, does that sound like a participatory chorus to you? We can do it together in two languages like this. In a circle of friends, this means friends. In a circle, come on now, it's not television. All our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Somewhere is the melody we need. There is a certain harmony, even a rhythm in the trees, in the song that we've always known. As every road comes to its end, so every path must cross again. Now I'm returning to my heart, back to the song that is our own. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, voices will blend when we touch common ground. remember it just around the bend. In the music, the village never ends. In a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. One more time, in a circle of friends, in a circle of sound, all our voices will blend when we touch common ground. Let's do that one more time. Do it as a round. In a circle, in a circle, in a circle, all our voices when we touch common ground. Peace is a rolling sea, so full of mystery. I feel its harmony in ebb and crest. Peace is a work of art that moves the open heart. Peace is a place to start and final rest. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a beacon bright that brings us inner sight, a radiating light, conquering fear. Peace is the wild bird's call, the painted leaves in fall. Peace is the health of all. I feel it here. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument. Let peace begin with me. Peace is a field of grain, 'neath sun and gentle rain, in nature's glad refrain of love begun. All beings' songs are sung as bells together rung. Peace speaks in every tongue. All songs are one. Harmony of harmony, I hear you sing to me. Let it wash over me, let it begin. Harmony of harmony, unfolding melody. I am your instrument, let peace begin with me. In the Jungle Book, Akela the wolf says, "Watch well," to the pack. Watch well. Here's Maya Apfelbaum, who's likely to appear and disappear at any moment, and will take us on a visual and sumptuous sound and vision journey.
So, quick introduction. Hello, everybody. And this poem was inspired by my first walk in the silver maple forest, which doesn't look quite like this. But the branches were actually collected at the silver maple forest last weekend. So these are really carrying the spirit of the forest to you all, and that we're all so deeply related to trees, and we all breathe the air that the trees provide, and that our bodies become part of the earth and feed the trees. We are all a forest here tonight as I read this poem to you. We're a family tree, a forest, and I will invite you into the poem at the end. After the trees do a song, a call and response with me, like in the church where I'll say something and they'll say it back. After they've done that, I'll gesture to you, and that means it's your time, if you'd like to join in and do a call and response. Okay? Can I hear an okay? Yes? Oh yeah, that's more like it. Okay, so let the poem speak for itself. It's called Listenings, and thank you for being here very much. It's wonderful to see such a great audience with so many wonderful people. Happy for your company, but a little ill at ease. We've heard things that make us wonder if some folks get us trees, or would rather see us plundered and cut down past our knees. Just listen to the rustle in our leaves. We have tales to tell, Just listen to the birds who among us wee-wee. Listen. Find a moment to be still. Achoo! Find a moment to be still. In the sunlight, in the snow, in the lull and hush, near the coursing, raging traffic of Route 2 at evening rush. Shush, 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 shush. Listen. We're the silver maple forest, in winter streaked and lean, in spring lush and tender green. We're waiting to see what's real. Our jagged, screeching nightmares, chopping blocks, heavy boots, eroding banks, looting, eroding banks, looting, eroding banks, rampant chainsaw drills, disastrous wheels and deals for the benefit of a few. Disastrous wheels and deals for the benefit of a few. Or could it be our dreams of long-trunked community are fulfilled? We, a silver maple forest, no longer struggling to survive. We, a silver maple forest that simply stands and thrives. A grandmother maple whose winged seeds have grown to hardy, full-fledged trees. A sapling who confidently reaches toward the sky, the whispering, beautiful sky. A canopy of silver undersided leaves that beseech and tease a host of sulfur dancing yellow butterflies. But what will really come to be, what would really come to be, what will 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 really come to be, what? But what? But what will really come to be, but what? What? We're out on a limb. We've heard through the wind that we may be losing ground. So please, please don't let them cut us into slivers. Don't let them sell us down the river. We're the silver maples. Good as gold when it comes to our rooted tendrils' hold of these alluvial grounds, keeping this alewife plain from furious flooding.
Welcome, everyone. I hope you're having a good time so far. Right. My name is Quentin Zondervan. I'm the president of Green Cambridge, one of the organizations co-sponsoring this event. Thank you again for coming and for supporting us in this effort to save the forest. Please, please help us by working with your municipal legislators to prevent this forest from being destroyed. We at Green Cambridge are advocating very strongly with the City of Cambridge government to preserve this forest. We're also looking to raise funds to ultimately purchase the land with Arlington and Belmont together to preserve it forever. Cambridge is... Thank you. Cambridge is about to begin a climate change vulnerability study. And one of the vulnerabilities that we can anticipate will be found by this study is an increased risk of flooding as a result of climate change. We need to begin to preserve those resources that we already have that can protect us from that flooding, including the silver maple forest. So again, please, as is requested in your program, contact your legislators and find a way to make this forest stand. We will not allow this forest to be destroyed. Please stand with us. Thank you.
I'm past president of Green Decade Cambridge, and sadly, that decade is over. I'm on the board of Green Cambridge. I co-founded the home energy efficiency team. I've done a lot of things. Tonight, I'm here from the Greater Boston group of the Sierra Club to really profoundly thank Ellen Mass for her tenacity and persistence and development of this whole process. They're strongly in support of this effort. And if you could find a snail darter fish, maybe I could take it from the Greater Boston group to the national level of the Sierra Club. I've spoken at some length with the woman who's the director of the Olmsted Historical Building. Elliot and Olmsted both had plans for this area that it would be lovely to see implemented. And it's a beautiful place. This has been testified to by all of the people in all of their presentations tonight. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your support. Please testify to your town meetings and your city councils and demand that your representatives represent you. Thank you.
My name is David Lanscove. I'm a member of Sustainable Arlington and of First Parish's Green Sanctuary Group that provided the use of this sanctuary here tonight. The beautiful silver maple forest is at the headwaters of Alewife Brook that provide protection from flooding for parts of East Arlington and provide shelter for animals and birds that we've been seeing. Please help save the silver maple forest. There's information in your program.
Anticipatory chorus. So I made the range 4 notes. You can do it. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life. Sing me the song of life. You sing such a beautiful sound. And down in the ground, the worms and the ants nurture the roots of the flowering plants. And up in the canopy, life is a breeze. Orangutans swing from the limbs of the trees. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life. Sing me the song of life. You sing such a beautiful sound. Now, while some of us are singing that part, we need an antiphonal choir to sing another part that goes, rain come down, rain come down. That's it. Rain come down, rain come down. Oh, let the rain come down. Feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down. Sing me the song of life. You sing such a beautiful sound. And the third verse is high up above, where the toucans fly. They're birds. Emergent treetops reach into the sky. There's more kinds of plants than anyone knows. Look out, there's a sloth hanging by her 3 toes. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Rain come down. Sing me the song of life. You sing such a beautiful sound. Oh, let the rain feed the thirsty ground. Sing me the song of life. You sing such a beautiful sound. Now about this point, rain come down. I like to put in the pop quiz. What were those 4 levels of the rainforest? Just shout them out, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. The canopy, the umbrella of all the trees, the ground level, that's a good level to the ground, and all the stuff that likes to grow in the shade of the canopy, it's called the understory. And I would have made the underground a level too, if it were up to me, but it wasn't. So the 4th level is the top, the tallest, biggest old trees that stick up through the canopy into more sunlight, different rain pattern, whole different habitat called the emergent level. And that's the 4 levels. And This is my musical memory device. The understory, the understory. If you got a low voice, be the understory. The understory goes up and down. The understory, the understory, and the ground level. You can be the ground level, the ground level, and the understory, and the ground level, the canopy, ground level, canopy. Find your level, canopy, the under, canopy, the emergent, emergent. Oh, there's the ground level and the under, the canopy.
How could anyone say anything after this wonderful performance? And you were all deserving medals and large medal. I just want to say that I own the farm on Blanchard Road, the other side of the Fresh Common from the golf course. And the silver maple forest is a treasure. And in fact, I own a little sliver of land down there, and I pay a tax bill to the city of Cambridge. And I wish I had some clout, but I don't seem to. And I've been around a long time. I have some ancestors in the cemetery over here. And I hope that all of you will personally write your senators, your federal government, Ed Markey and John Kerry and Steve Scott Brown, and put a label on this thing. We got the label, we need the clout with it. Thank you.
Well, fortunately, the wind had been doing a lot of those self-help groups and says, oh, no, you're not. And this is the conversation between the wind and the tree. 1, 2. Oh, tree of life, come dance with me in autumn and in spring. Your roots will hold through winter's cold, and in summer we will sing. In summer we will sing. Oh, sing your song again to me. I love to hear the sound, but how can I dance with you, oh wind, when I'm rooted in the ground? I'm rooted in the ground. I'll push you here and I'll pull you too, and sing with you my song to help you stretch your limbs and dance for all your life so long. Oh, it's when you sing your song to me that I can dance the best. You can bend me almost to the ground, but I'll bring myself to rest. I'll bring myself to rest. We'll send the seeds out dancing in a wild and joyous ride, but a message have these sailing ships upon this ocean's tide, and singing of all-knowing love. The sea waits out the cold, spreading like wildflowers, growing like weeds. Their dances will unfold. Their dances will unfold. For each to understand, we must grow separately, but then Mother Earth in her great wisdom spins to mix us up again. And so all that was once a part of you of the dance by the seeds you sow, by the seeds you sow, by the seeds you sow. Well, other things happen in the story. The rich guy, when he comes to town, he's like the conquering hero. There's a big press conference, but the enterprising reporter starts grilling him. Well, you're going to quadruple the production and, well, you're going to destroy your holdings really fast. What are you going to do then? Well, he doesn't know forestry, but he thinks he knows money. And he's charming. So he charms everyone with the song, "When I see forests, I see green." And he goes through the whole spectrum in the story. Getting into the black, you know, and blues, one man's blues or another man's green, and so on. I won't sing you that song. And then later on in the story comes the song, the answer song to all of that. You've traded your wealth for money. So you can see where my bias is in this story. Well, the kid's back with his tree and he says, "Well, tree, what do you do mostly?" And the tree says, "Oh, I get older mostly." That being a viable thing to do. If you're a tree, if you're a living thing, I get older, I get bigger than that and older than that, until finally I get so big and so old, well, I just fall over and die. Well, then I have this whole other life. I get to be the nurse log, they call it, and just lie in the forest. And all this little microbe life starts to grow in the rotting log. Hear the microbe life. And the insects grow in the rotting log. And the birds will eat the insects, and so on and so forth. Somebody might eat the birds, and a whole succession of species are all taken care of by this rotting log. Everything is always becoming something else, says the tree. I'm looking forward to the whole process. It's a bank, you know. You got to put more in this bank than you expect to get out. That's the only thing that'll keep us going. You got to plant more than you harvest, says the tree, which sounded like a song to me. Plant more than you harvest, sun and water, earth and sea. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. And then I need an answer. Plant more than you harvest, give the earth all that it needs. The earth all that it needs. That's the chorus. And the verses fit the same format, sort of. I sing a different melody, but you sing the same melody you sang before. Is this clear? And I feel a verse coming on now. Clear the meadows and the highways, put plants down, trees between. Let the forests hold the hillsides, cover the earth with green. Let the forest hold the hillside, cover the earth with green, cover the earth with green. Plant the grains to feed every woman, man, and child. Some for all the beasts and birds, and some to just grow wild. Some for all the beasts and birds, and some to just grow wild. Some to just grow wild. Plant more than you harvest. Plant more than you harvest. Sun and water, earth and seeds. Plant more than you harvest. Give the earth all that it needs. Plant more than you harvest. Give the earth all that it needs. The earth all that it needs. Fall by the wayside, but some will make it through. On the water or wind or a loving hand, the cycle starts anew. On the water or wind or a loving hand, the cycle starts anew. The cycle starts anew. Plant more than you harvest. Sun and water, earth and seeds. Plant more than you harvest. Give the earth all that it needs. Plant more than you harvest. Give the earth all that it needs. The earth all that it needs. Well, there's a lot more to the story, but I'm going to jump to the end. There's adventure, there's suspense, there's humor, there's other things, but the kid discovers that his great tree is slated to get cut down. Well, he knows what he's got to do. Going to be cut down and not just go to the #2 peeler with all its friends and relatives to become plywood, But because it's the biggest, most beautiful, symmetrical tree up there on the ridge, grew by itself by the bend in the river, didn't have to compete for light. The branches went from the ground up. It's been selected, this huge old Douglas fir has been selected by the powers of progress to be the gigantic, gargantuan, biggest ever, bigger than the White House Christmas tree for the grand opening of the shopping mall, which will hold off the creditors a little bit longer. So he knows what he's got to do. He goes and sits in the tree, 100-something feet up. Won't come down. Well, this causes a confrontation. Now, adults do this sort of thing in the Northwest. Sometimes it hardly makes the news, but now it's mixed with civic pride. World's largest Christmas tree. The reporters are out there. Well, there's more to it, but I'll jump to the end and tell you. It's a sad ending. It's a tragic ending. The kid gets tricked out of the tree. And the great tree that we've come to know and love and respect for its experience gets cut down. Now, I understand theater, tragedy in theater, always the socially redeeming. But at this moment, that's no comfort to the kid. He's devastated by the whole thing. He says, "What'll I do without you? You were always there. Even before I learned I could talk to you, you were there to lean on, to climb on, to go to for shelter. I'll be lost." Oh, the tree says, "Now, mourning is a good thing. It's all part of the process. But then it's time to get to work. You know how to plant trees, and you can be our voice for those who won't listen to us." And anyway, just between you and me, all the stuff that's made me up all these years, all the cones and needles, branches even, why, they're all over the place now. And all the stuff that's gone through me, molecules of water, why, a ton of water could go through me on a good summer day. That was my work. You can think you're one thing, but you're not. We're always changing places with this earth. And by now, I'm kind of into everything. And everything's in me. And so, for that matter, is everything in you. So wherever you go, well, I'll be there. And I will shelter you. I will shelter you, my friend. I will shelter you with a love that has no end. Know that I will shelter you. That's the chorus.